My goodness, the very top of the morning to you, and thank you for joining us once again on Wake Up Nigeria. You know, another week is about to end, and though nothing has been usual, we're finding joy in seeing the light of another day, just keeping the positive vibes going. Yeah, take a deep breath, we'll be all right. Almost everything going on, let's not lose sight of the fact that it's the weekend. And we have almost 3 hours to have fun. My name is Mary Bashwa Alimi. Mike Mexican is somewhere around. And we are coming to you live via multiple channels. Now, you can stream us live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. And of course, you know, you can join our virtual community by sending in comments across our social media platforms using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Now, just so you know, our app is available for download in any Android or iOS store, so you can also watch us on your mobile devices from absolutely anywhere in the world. So, how you doing? It's been a while since Monday. Well, it's great for me to be here right now. I'm super excited about it. And we've got loads for you on the show today. Now, let's get started. Chuda DJ will be talking to us again this morning on being human, all right? And then, of course, you know,
the program I didn't really enjoy. There were two parts of it. And so the first part of it, I said, look, I don't...
And we will also be bringing you more on what's currently happening on sports all over the world. And then we'll bring you a conversation we had with Mr. Macaroni not too long ago. Aho, oi, you are doing well. Also to come is a recap of our chat with the beautiful and talented Kate Henshaw. Let's not talk about her age. That is one hot lady. My goodness!
No, talking about Kate Henshaw, recently herself and Hilda Dokubo, they're in the news about the Actors Guild of Nigeria and the imbroglio.
The patron issue.
Yeah, and I love that, the kind of things they said. They made their voices heard, said, look, we are in this sort of organization. There's something that we should represent. We don't want anybody who, you know, I like that they made their voices heard, and I think that's
for
commendable.
Kate Henshaw said that there are females in the guild and they do not want to be slapped. While Hilda Dokubo talked extensively about that as well, pointing, and then she used the hashtag the slapping senator. Yeah, you know, all of that.
And
but
I think it's good taking a stand, because you see, you were meant to, at some levels, when you represent some things, you should be exemplary. True. And until, yes, we're not saying nobody holy pass, but man, until they find out or whatever, I mean, those kind of things, you don't need those kind of, the president was very defiant that, look, hey, this is how it's going to be and all that. And I was looking at the contribution Baba made, $10,000. $10,000 is just what now? 400K at the most now, if it's for 420K.
That should be 4 points.
No, 420K was $10,000, 420K.
$10,000, unless you are saying it's 40 naira per dollar.
420
it's not, no, it should be like 4 points, yeah.
And then, so I feel like they took their stand, and that was quite very cool. And kudos to them.
Well, it's been quite a week for me. Being indoors is weird. And being able to go out is also scary, so to speak. Yesterday and the day before, each time I had to go out, I looked like a typical butcher in an abattoir. I had my face mask, I had hand gloves. I felt like an alien, because most people didn't even have that. Most people just didn't bother. There were some people raising the conversation on a bus that something will go keep person. And I was like, okay, well, let's protect ourselves as much as we can.
I want to commend the Lagos State government, because yesterday the fumigation and, should I say, mega sanitization, the efforts and all of that, the spraying and all of that of bus stops and all of that, I think it started yesterday. And kudos, they are looking at the next level, which is the tanker own. And I think that one is just bring out the tankers and just pour everything everywhere.
I think it should be everywhere, every
everything
area.
Everywhere and all of that. So kudos.
Help.
I think we're doing quite well. We're doing well in Lagos State.
I'm super excited about the 6 discharged patients. Like when I heard that, I actually whooped. I was really excited. I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I want to hear. It's good news. And hopefully we get to a point. It might get, someone said it might get worse before it gets better. Yes, we're expecting a little bit of a peak, and then hopefully it drops. You know, we expect that one comes down over that, and I think we're expecting it. Let's see. Let's hope that the peak doesn't get too high more than this.
That's the thing.
And then before we get that drop.
Yes. So far, Nigeria has recorded one of the lowest numbers. So hopefully it remains that way. We'll just be positive and expect the best. All right. It's about time for us to take the news. Yeah. And I believe I'll be taking that. But I'm going to switch cameras to do that. All right. Okay, so, you know, barely 3 weeks after Nigeria recorded its first case of the novel coronavirus, the number has continued to spike. Now, Nigeria has 14 new cases, with 1 in the FCT, 1 in Bauchi, and 12 in Lagos, bringing the country's total to 65 cases. That is 62 active cases, 3 discharged, and 1 death. Of the 14 new cases, 6 were detected on a vessel. 3 are returning travelers into Nigeria, while 1 is a close contact of a confirmed case. To Bauchi now. Bauchi State is back in the news few days after the first case of the coronavirus was reported by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. 1 more case has been confirmed. Now, the confirmed cases of the virus have increased to 2 in the state. Bauchi Commissioner for Health, Dr. Aliyu Maigoro, announced this at a press conference on Thursday. He said the second case is a 62-year-old patient. Governor Bala Mohammed is currently in isolation after testing positive for the disease. The governor said he shook hands and exchanged pleasantries with the son of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Bala Mohammed was confirmed positive by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. Moving on, as part of efforts to contain the spread of the coronavirus in Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the immediate release of a 10 billion naira grant to Lagos State, which remains the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak in the country. The grant is to enable Lagos State to increase its capacity to control and contain the outbreak, while also supporting other states with capacity building. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, is also to get 5 billion naira special intervention fund to equip, expand, and provide personnel to its facilities and laboratories across the country. Now, across the world, the number of coronavirus cases is increasing. Latest statistics show that there are 532,263 cases of the coronavirus. More than 24,000 people have succumbed to the pandemic across the world. The U.S. is now the country with the most virus in the world, overtaking China. To Gombe now, 4 persons have been placed on mandatory self-isolation in Gombe State following contact with a confirmed case. Samples of the individuals have been taken for test as hospitals in the Northeast initiate emergency measures to prepare against an outbreak. Lanre Adeyemi has details.
Is no longer just a problem in China or faraway Lagos. It is right here in the Northeast. 4 persons have been isolated in Gombe and 27 samples have been taken in Bauchi State. Emergency coordination centers have been launched by state governments across the region. Gombe has gone further to activate emergency teams in each local government area of the state.
So we have activated the Emergency Operations Center of Gombe. So we are on alert mode and containment mode. And to go with that, we have also established 11 rapid response teams across the 11 LGS.
There is a frantic race to get more isolation centers ready before an outbreak. States are also stockpiling medication and protective gear. Another problem that the states did not envisage is the amount of misinformation about the coronavirus.
We are calling on the public to please stop spreading rumor, particularly on this pandemic issue. It's a very, very sensitive issue, and we must desist from that. Any information that has to do with COVID-19, just like the Honorable Commissioner of Ministry of Health has said, should come from this or from the task force.
We have very strong broad-spectrum antibiotics, which we usually keep all year round for management of, especially, associated secondary bacterial infections. We have a large stock of gloves, hand gloves. Fortunately, yesterday we took stock of a whole 40-footer container, which contained essentially mostly consumables.
This is a strategic store of Gombe. Officials are sorting out stockpile of medication, medical disposables and protective gear that medical workers would need if there's an outbreak of coronavirus in the state. It shows the importance that government around the Northeast region are attaching to this pandemic. Landry Adiemi, TVC News, Gombe.
And that's it on the news update for this hour. We'll take a look at the weather, go on a break and return with sports. Stay with us.
Top of the morning, welcome. This is Sports News on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Messi-Kenor. Organizer of the annual Lagos City Marathon, Bukola Olokbade, has tested positive for coronavirus. The former Commissioner of Sports in Ogun had been in self-isolation since developing symptoms of the virus. The sports administrator says he feels well and healthy even as he goes into isolation.
Positive for COVID-19. As you all know, it's not a death sentence. It's not the end of the world. I feel no symptoms. I feel great. I feel very healthy. But I've been called in, so I've packed my stuff, all ready to go in for observation. And hopefully, in the next few days, I'll come out, by the very grace of God, with a clean bill of health. And once more, our endeavor to inform the public.
Some sporting facilities in Lagos State will be converted to isolation centers as the state plans to control the spread of the virus. The sports correspondent Mia Nakeri visited one of the centers and now reports.
Nigeria has joined the rest of the world in the fight against the spread of the deadly coronavirus. With a population of more than 17 million people, the Lagos State government has planned to set up no fewer than 7 isolation centers in the states. With the number of infected persons rising on a daily basis, Lagos State is the worst affected in Nigeria. A visit to the former Onekon Stadium, now known as the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, shows that workers are assembling beds that would take no fewer than 100 people. The isolation center on the island will be for testing and consultation of people who show symptoms of the virus. The coronavirus has killed at least 19,000 people across the world. TVC News can confirm that other planned isolation centers will be in Ikorodu, Badagry, Ekpe, Ikeja, Agege, and the one right behind me, the newly renovated Mobolaji Johnson Arena. Mia Nakiri, TVC News.
And that's it on sports. Let's take a look at the headlines in the dailies this morning.
Thank you very much, Mike. Okay, so we begin with the Punch newspaper this morning. And it starts with federal government searches for 4,370 contacts as cases hit 65. Says COVID-19 cases explosion, community transmission imminent. NMA attacks government, asks president to issue executive order on lockdown. 6 of Lagos' 12 new cases arrive Nigeria by sea. Abuja, Bauchi add 2. Akeredolu Diri Sule, deputy test negative. Fayemi awaits result. Up here we'll see will compel Togo others to pay electricity debts. That's coming from the TCN. Billionaires list. Dangote loses $2.5 billion in 1 month. CBN suspends sale of forex to BDCs. Reps take delivery of exotic cars, begin distribution. CBN Dangote plan 120 billion naira COVID-19 fund. Elumelu Rabiu donates 6 billion naira. Air France KLM evacuates French Dutch nationals from Nigeria. There's a photo story here. We showed it on during the news earlier. A new isolation center at Onikon Stadium, Onikon, on Thursday. 8 men arraigned for chasing 4 cows to death. Lagos Assembly reinstates suspended lawmakers. 27 cases recorded as Lassa fever rages Kogi. Traders flee as security agents enforce Osun Market's ban. Man steals 7 cars at redemption camp, sells in Anambra. And finally, NECO sends 89 staff to ICPC for certificates forgery. All of these stories and more you'll find in the Punch newspaper today. Moving on to the Nation newspaper now. This has Nigeria in lockdown. State shuts borders as COVID-19 cases rise to 65. And inside we see Buhari to Nigerians shun gatherings. Federal government tracing 4,370 people. Kyari's health status personal, says federal government. Air France KLM evacuates citizens in Lagos. Lagos uses schools as food markets. 19-year-old Rivers case traveled to Italy. Oni shuts palace, Osun patient stable. And then for the figures, we see Lagos has 44, FCT 11, Ogun 3, Bauchi 2, Ekiti 1, Oyo State 1, Edo 1, Osun State 1, and Rivers State 1. Here we see UBA donates 5 billion naira to fight virus in Africa. Akeredolu Diri Aregbesola Obaseki Sule test negative. Oshoba says, don't blackmail our envoy to UK. Okoya, wife, hail hearty. CBN private sector coalition to raise 120 billion naira. World Bank plans $160 billion. Chinese club woos Igalo with £400 a week. Striker to decide future. This is actually trending right now if you want to check on social media. A Lagos Assembly lifts suspension on 4 members. Bail for Kalu's aid. There's a photo story here. The newly constructed isolation center at the Mobola Johnson, formerly Onikon Stadium, Lagos, just yesterday. And finally, robbery suspects arrested after stealing 7 cars at RCCG camp. All of these stories and more in the Nation newspaper today. I do not think we have enough time to take more papers. So we'll be going, okay, I might just take this one as well, okay. So the Daily Sun newspaper, it is this time, and it says, COVID-19, 6 cured in Lagos. Federal government in desperate search for 4,370 suspected cases. Lagos gets 10 billion naira. NCDC, 5 billion naira. Government and malls ban on interstate intertown travels. NMA 6 total lockdown. Cases hit 65 as global figure moves to 500,000. Ekiti, Edo, Bayelsa governors, that's up here. FCT information ministers test negative. APC versus PDP. Anxiety as the Supreme Court rules on Zamfara judgment review motion. Down here, we see UBA donates $14 million for COVID-19 relief support in Africa. Enugu approves life assurance package for doctors or the health workers handling coronavirus. Ebonyi Rivers shut down boundaries. Anambra places territory on the watch. Military airstrike destroys ISWAP logistics base training grounds in Borno. Police on trail of abductors of Bauchi governor's brother. And finally, photo story here. The first shows the empty Katangwa Market, Lagos, yesterday, in compliance with government's directive that all markets be closed to contain the spread of COVID-19. The second shows shops also closed at Ogba, Lagos. The third shows Merck Plaza Area 7, Abuja, deserted. And the fourth shows the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, Hakeem Odumosu, and Commander RRS, Tunji Disu, and all the security operatives on the spot to ensure compliance. All of these stories and more in the Daily Sun newspaper today. I believe we have time to take the Guardian newspaper now. And this says, shortage of food looms over COVID-19 lockdown. Careless shutdown will cause trouble, Senate President warns. NMA seeks stay-at-home order. Federal government plans ban on interstate travels. UBA to provide 5 billion naira for COVID-19 relief support in Africa. Up here, we see CBN private sector form committee over COVID-19 crisis. Labour seeks payment of salaries to sustain stay-at-home order. Lagos markets go on partial lockdown. Coronavirus victims rise to 65 as Rivers Oyo record first confirmed cases. Down here, we see federal government moves to avoid overcrowding at isolation centers. Places infected persons into categories. SGF, Ehanire, others test negative. Presidency fumigates Buhari's offices, others. We are yet to be tested, Kyari's aides reporters lament. Photo story again, one of the isolation centers at Onikon Stadium in Lagos yesterday on the left, and on the right, panic buying to stock up food items ahead of a feared lockdown of Abuja over the coronavirus pandemic just yesterday. All of these stories and more in the Guardian newspaper. Glad to be able to take all four of those. That will be all we can take today. We have to take this break. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us. Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's time for us to give you the Lagos traffic updates. Of course, we are here to make your journey as smooth as possible. That's the aid we can provide. As always, we give you updates on what the traffic situation is all over Lagos. This is going to be a joint effort of Mike and I. For some weird reason, there was traffic this morning. I'm actually trying to trace it now. That's between Ketu and Maryland bus stop today. I'm not quite sure what caused that traffic, but let's take a look at it right now. At the moment, the traffic situation seems to have eased. It's not so bad anymore, not as bad as it was this morning from what I can see. In fact, it does seem to be free-flowing at the moment. So, hey, we can say the traffic situation is all right at the moment. Okay, so let's take a look at another route, talking about the Abule-Egba access. That's Abule-Egba bus stop, all the way to Mushin bus stop this morning. As it is, let me take a look at that. Do you have any updates, Mike?
No, so I wanted to mention earlier that, you see, the traffic update now would probably be for those who are essential services. If you are not essential services, you are expected, you've been directed to stay back at home. And if I did not yet confirm, but I know that there are also plans to get security forces, the police, and even the army to curb movement if it is not necessary, if you're not essential services. Of course, essential services means food, Medicare, and press. Yes, well, essential. And a few others and all of that, yeah.
Well, you know, essential services are also linked. You take, for example, a dispatch rider. So they're all interwoven one way or the other. So there is traffic. As it is from Abule-Egba to Mushin bus stop this morning will take you about 42 minutes, surprisingly. The traffic, there's light traffic at Ile-Epo. So there's a gridlock, then light traffic, then a gridlock. Almost the usual, really. It's just that it's not as heavy as usually recorded. Iyanokpaja as well. There's a gridlock approaching the bridge. then light traffic after the bridge, then a gridlock after passing GIG motors, and then it eases out, mostly a freeway. Dokpemu is free, yes, as expected, praise goodness. And we also have a bit of traffic just before Onikwetesi police station. After that, there isn't so much traffic, just a bit of light traffic. After Ajayi Farm, that's around Ile-Zik axis, but it's light traffic. So those are the areas you would experience traffic, except for Oshodi as well. I should mention there's traffic at Oshodi, light traffic. When you pass the bridge, there is a gridlock, and afterwards is good to go. So mostly light traffic here and there, 42 minutes from Abule Egba to Mushin bus stop, and you'll be just fine.
Is the distance that much? I think it'll be faster.
It ought to be faster, but people are on the road right now, so that's why there's some traffic right now.
So on social media, basically what we have is an announcement from different traffic handles about how people should not move at this particular period, and you should stay at home and all of that. And some of them are directives. Probably I'll read out some of them also from the Lagos State government, because the market lockdown started yesterday. So of course, apart from food and pharmaceutical products and all of that, healthcare, Medicare, but if it's any other thing you're selling, apart from that, you are instructed, you've been instructed to stop all of that.
So you remember I mentioned the K2 axis?
Okay.
From what I can see, there is a gridlock.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm actually surprised.
By this time, eh?
K2 bus stop to Maryland bus stop, from what I can see, there is actually a gridlock. Like, it's not even light traffic.
Wow.
No freeway. It's a gridlock. It will take you 36 minutes for something that should ordinarily take you about 45 minutes or at least 10.
Yes,
Yeah, so
as
see,
maximum.
As in total gridlock.
Oh, wow. Why
Yeah.
so? Why so?
I believe there are some road repairs around there. I didn't quite take a look to see what actually started traffic, because I just looked up and I saw traffic, and I was wondering
why, you know, like more or less.
It wasn't even 5 a.m. when the traffic started. So you just keep wondering, Kilo Shelembe. Perhaps if you're around that axis, you want to share with us using the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC, telling us exactly what's responsible for the traffic, because I feared that as well.
At Follow Last Man says movement around VI is very good to go entirely. The only slowdown at alternation points at the toll plaza, okay, and RJ through VI Ikoyi to link the 3rd mainland bridge all the way back to Bega and Kara is very good to go at Gidi traffic. And that was about a minute ago. Then about 6:27 a.m., that was like about 9 minutes ago, this one came in Kara, Bega, Inward Car Wash, Iyano through Adekunle, Adeniji to Ilubirin, connecting both Obalende and Osborne Road, very good to go. It's G2G, very good to go. So, yeah, but let me see if there's any other thing. Yeah, majority of the roads are quite good to go. Like we said, this is for essential services. This is not for you to stand up and want to leave your house if you don't, if you're not supposed to be out on the road.
I'm trying to make up what the situation is on Motorway Center to Obalende Bridge, but that's not really showing. Perhaps in the course of the conversation, if it does come up, I'll definitely share with you, because I know that's one axis so many people pass. Most essential services, like, for example, banks on the island, some of them still have to go to work. So that's part of what's contributing, because banks cannot shut down. The moment a bank shuts down.
Banks are also enlisted amongst essential services. So yes, they do have to go to work. So trying to see, but then I think that's about what I can check out here when it comes to.
I believe that's about it.
So
okay, so we'll probably come back to it later, mention the situation much later, all right? Now, let's talk about what is happening in the UK right now.
Okay, the UK, okay.
So I don't know if you saw the news yesterday morning.
Okay, which
the Royal Navy had to send 9 ships to go and shadow a Russian, or rather 7 Russian warships in the English Channel and North Sea. And it's making many people wonder, so far from the news we've gotten, Russia hasn't been so badly affected by the coronavirus pandemic. And now we are seeing their warships in English Channel, 7 warships. And so people are asking, what is going on? Like, this is something that was even trending yesterday. So many people talking about it, like, Is there something we are missing?
In that kind of view, we'll never know, yeah? But a warship, I'm wondering why at this point in time.
7 of them.
At this particular point in time.
Yeah.
Probably they are within international waters.
In English channels?
Yes, in international waters, because if they don't have the rights, that's the declaration of war, yeah? But, you know, within...
Yes. You know, they cannot pass a particular side, so but within, you are too close already.
So, but within waters that are described to be or a portion to a particular region, you have international lines where people in transit can go across. When you cross those international lines, that is when you are. But I don't, so far, probably close. They've not crossed any boundaries and all that. But I do know, no. I don't know why.
They are too close for comfort.
I don't know why it needs to be at this particular point in time. And like you said, considering that cases there are not so much, North Korea also, although the issue with North Korea is that they're saying that they don't want to tell us, let us know exactly. They've not officially recorded any single case, you know. But the issue, the talk there is that they don't want to mention. In fact, we heard rumors of one time of somebody who had the virus and the person was executed and all of that.
We heard so many things flying around.
But you know, at this point in time, remember the cruise ship and that had a lot of that was going to the US. That had a lot of members in that ship that were quarantined and also had COVID-19. So when anything that has to do with moving from one place to another, which we're even trying to do here in Nigeria, interstate travel.
Interstate, yes, that was also in the news.
Anything that wants to move, that is where the risk comes from. Rivers State has reported one official case, and it's said to be a young lady who was a model or something who traveled out, but then immediately she came in, she self-isolated, which is what they said. You understand? She self-isolated and then reported, and then her samples were. But the funny thing was that her samples were sent to, I think, Edo State, which is where I'm hoping that the River State government and those around that area, they can ensure that they have test centers right very close to them, because our samples had to be sent somewhere else before the reports were sent back.
Now, there's something Lagos State is doing right, the Lagos State Health, that is, because for 6 people to have recovered, it means that there are certain measures that are being used. And with the federal government saying they're sending money to Lagos State, I want to believe that several states, especially those that have recorded cases, can try to learn from Lagos State. I would like to believe that some government officials will be sent over there as well.
Delta State is the one that I've seen. Delta State put up a center that has over, I think, at least 10 ventilators now in Delta State. There's no recorded case as at the time yesterday in Delta State, but they already had a center for isolation and testing that had about 10 ventilators that could take up to, I don't know, maybe about 50 beds or so. You know, so and for me that was very good because I was being proactive. You know, and of course, if they can ensure that so this is what happens. Sanwo-Olu yesterday, the governor of Lagos State, stated that as much as interstate travel has been banned, we should allow relief and essential materials, including food, to go around. Because, so he said he was going to talk to the Governors Forum, talk to the Ekiti State Governor, the head of Governors Forum, to ensure, to talk to the governors that we should allow, in as much as we want to block interstate transport, let us allow food.
For cargo as well.
For food, yes, let us allow food. I don't know about cargo. Everything is in block now. Let's allow food so that it doesn't, prices don't skyrocket. And
because that's actually what's going to happen. There will be an issue of prices. And as it is, panic buying everywhere. But if people realize that there will still be access to these items, then it might reduce panic buying. The last thing we want to experience is that very sad photo that was taken in the UK of an elderly person just standing next to shelves. She was looking confused, staring at the shelves like, why can't she get any supplies to buy?
The UK had a very big issue with tissue, and even the US, you know, people rushing to buy tissues and all of that. And I was wondering how tissue,
there was actually a DJ that made a fortune just selling tissue paper. Like, he bought it in bulk, then started reselling at, you know, at a higher price, and he made a fortune from it. People are making a fortune from this unfortunate incident. But then, as they say in life, no matter what is going on, there will be people who will benefit and those who suffer from it. I just believe that whatever you do, let's just try and at least not hoard things. People need certain items. This is not the time to hoard. I'm just glad that somehow the government is managing to, you know, put so many things under control, which is quite commendable. On a lighter note, there was a tweet I made yesterday. I don't know if you saw it.
Which one? What was that?
So
what did you mention?
I was like, has anyone thought of it that it's possible that rapture already took place years ago?
Okay, I think I saw it.
And we're actually children of those.
It depends on your the kind of rapture. Rapture in different places, you know. So I don't know.
See, if you see the kind of reply, some people were actually already saying, "God have mercy, please take me, Lord." Even though the time has passed.
This is not an issue. And I was talking to my mom the other day, and I said, "Look, this is serious. Nobody alive now has ever seen something like this.
Sure.
But prior to this time, with malaria, with the flu,
yes,
influenza,
with several others,
it wreaked havoc for centuries. In fact, malaria was 1,500 years.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
quite sad.
Hey.
Well, congratulations to everyone whose parents have become doctors, you know, PhD holders via WhatsApp, coronavirus. I know that one is very popular. Your parents can send you messages as if they are actually the ones in control. But hey, it's okay. It's because they care about you. We'll take this break, and then, of course, we'll be right back. Stay with us as Wake Up Nigeria.
Let me give you an example of something I rumbled with recently. I was part of a fellowship of young leaders. And it was a program I didn't really enjoy. There were two parts of it. And so the first part of it, I said, look, I don't think this thing is being run properly. I think we need to change the way we run this. But obviously, nobody took me seriously. So the second time around, I said, you know what, I'm going to show these people. I'm going to come here, and I'm going to use my participation in this to force them to do this program differently, in a way that is wholesome for the spirit, the body, and the mind. So I came there with one goal, to be authentic, to be my authentic self, even if it meant that they were going to chase me away from the fellowship. And then one day, it all fell into place. To live a joyful life, as Brené Brown taught, it comes down to three elements. One is authenticity, being who you are. The two is courage, not minding the cost of being who you are. And the third is connection. While staying true to something bigger than yourself, you have to connect with other human beings around you. And I realized, that is what I had been doing wrong. You see, it's not enough to be authentic. It's not enough to be able to say what you want to say, do what you want to do. I'm just speaking my mind. Anybody should accept it the way it is. It's not enough. You have to think of other human beings, because we are created to live with other human beings. So that I learned that no matter what decision I was taking for myself, no matter what I was doing that I thought was good for myself, it wasn't good enough if I didn't consider the effects that my actions were having on those around me. Because we live in the world with other people, we don't live in the world by ourselves.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. You know, it's a new day, a new hour, and another opportunity for us to spend more time with you this morning. We celebrate life, we celebrate one another, and we celebrate each new day that we live to see. Like, every day is worth celebrating right now. And of course, we cannot thank you enough for joining us yet again. We remain your premium breakfast show and advise that you stick with us till the very end. Quite a number of things happening today. So far, so good. We've had great discussions, and we promise to have more music videos, loads of fun stuff. You definitely stay engaged with us up until 8:45. Now, moving on, we have quite a lineup for you. And as I said, we'll also be bringing some great memories we have made on the show. And believe me, there are loads of them. My name is Mary Bashua Alimi. And of course, Mike is in the kitchen right now. How you doing, Mike?
There's no kitchen today. The kitchen is now, this is now a library.
Is that what? Library?
A library, yes. So the social distancing that we're talking about now, you know, library now, so you want to read and ensure that you have enough knowledge to tackle what's happening now. So no kitchen today. Just today, this is a library. We're reading here.
Isn't it funny that where we had to find Mike is his headquarters? But it's all right.
This is a library.
As always, we are streaming live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Also send in your comments across our social media platforms with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Now, if you do not have our app yet, kindly download at both Android and iOS stores. This allows you to watch us from absolutely anywhere in the world. Now, straight to the highlights. Of course, with the coronavirus, there's a lot of adjustments being made in sports. So we will be talking about some of them later on the show. Very important. And then we bring you Mr. Macaroni and all he had to say when he joined us on the show some time back.
It's not hugging, not touching. You have not heard of corona.
And guess who else we will be bringing back on the recap? Kate Henshaw. My goodness, take a look at that. Okay.
Okay. So also Rihanna is trending. She just I thought you might know about that. She just dropped a new track.
She did.
And
people are like, so you had to drop it just so that people will be forced to download due to boredom.
You know, see, this is the best time if it was for move for. I was thinking last night. I was just looking at the recap of Game of Thrones, and I thought like, okay, last year by this time, this was when the Game of Thrones hype was up and all of that. Imagine this is the best time. Yes, imagine this is the best time for anybody that had done some productions that for series. For now, the viewership, the eyes you'd have, the eyeballs you have will be massive. You know, so dropping a song now is cool if you have worked on it prior to now. So Rihanna, she's now in the, I don't know which other major.
They've been begging you.
In fact, so she has gone into fashion, Fenty and all of that. So Rihanna, you know, everybody went up. How many years now? When last she dropped something?
About 6 to 8 years
now.
It's actually been a long while.
You know, so yes, they've been going about Rihanna, and she didn't really send. She was like, maybe living life at her own pace.
I'll give you guys.
Exactly. Because
okay, you're home, you're bored, let me send you guys something. Hey.
You know, the other day when we were speaking to Nosan and all that, you know, there are times when you've been doing something and you just feel like maybe I should take a break,
yes.
Come back, refresh and all of that. Maybe that's what she did, but she just didn't reply to a lot of things. You know, we're talking about. But this is in anticipation of her album, of course, which is coming. And you know the furor it caused when she made mention that she wanted a Shaggy, when it was reported that she asked Shaggy to audition to be a part of it. And it wasn't official. She didn't say anything about it, but Shaggy responded and said, hey, come on. He didn't have any issue with it, but hey, me, really, Papa of dance hall.
Hey, well, it can be me.
Like,
you know, this one
really,
it wasn't me.
Really, Shaggy, you know. So we all spoke about it. She didn't mention there was no rep from her who said anything, which is quite cool. She has this way of keeping to herself and making things happen.
Okay, so I just want to mention this. Even as we talk about the coronavirus pandemic, we should remember that Lassa fever is also raging in Nigeria, so we should also be very careful. According to the WHO, from 1st of January through to February 9th, 2020, 472 laboratory confirmed cases, including 70 deaths. Case fatality ratio 14 have been reported in 26 out of 36 Nigerian states and the FCT. Now, of the 472 confirmed cases, 75% have been reported from 3 states: Edo with 167, Ondo with 156, and Ebonyi with 30 cases. Other states that have reported cases including Taraba 25, Bauchi 14, Plateau 13, Kogi 13, Delta 12, Nasarawa 4, Kano 4, Rivers 4, Enugu 4, Borno 3, Kaduna 3, Katsina 3, Benue 2, Adamawa 2, Sokoto 2, Osun 2, Abia 2, Kebbi 2, Gombe 1, Oyo 1, Anambra 1, FCT 1, and Ogun 1. The fact that Lagos hasn't reported any doesn't mean that we are safe either. So we need to protect ourselves. So while we are also being careful about the coronavirus pandemic, let's also try to keep our surroundings clean because Lassa fever is still raging. All right?
Sure. That's it. That's it. Take care of your. I always said it's all about taking care of yourself, ensuring that you definitely have your lockdown. Take care of yourself. Look at, I mean, you can never be too careful. Wash the hands till they are white, man. I don't know, man.
He actually said wash your hands till they are white.
Like, continue washing them, man. Continue washing them. I know, at this time, I was talking to someone who's a mechanic and all that. I said, oh, Benny, the fuel without in my hand. Right? But, but really, fuel is ultimate. If you, I mean, come on. If you can survive just leave that one.
Mike,
I didn't say,
this scientifically.
No, well, no, I'm talking about people that, you know, are walking with
yes,
fuel on their hands and all that. The virus can't even stand that one. It can't even stand it. Those ones are even stronger than your normal disinfectant.
We'll talk more about this.
All right,
let me just quickly take the news.
Yeah, take the news now.
All right, so moving on to the news right now. Barely 3 weeks after Nigeria recorded its first case of the novel coronavirus, the number has continued to spike. Now, Nigeria has 14 new cases, with 1 in the FCT, 1 in Bauchi, and 12 in Lagos, bringing the country's total to 65 cases, 62 active cases, 3 discharged, and 1 death. Of the 14 new cases, 6 were detected on a vessel, 3 are returning travelers into Nigeria, while 1 is a close contact of a confirmed case. Meanwhile, Bauchi State is back in the news few days after the first case of the coronavirus was reported by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. 1 more case has been confirmed, and now the confirmed cases of the virus have increased to 2 in the state. Bauchi Commissioner for Health, Dr. Aliyu Maigoro, announced this at a press conference on Thursday. He said the second case is a 62-year-old patient. Governor Bala Mohammed is currently in isolation after testing positive for the disease. The governor said he shook hands and exchanged pleasantries with the son of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Bala Mohammed was confirmed positive by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. Now, as part of efforts to contain the spread of the coronavirus in Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the immediate release of a 10 billion naira grant to Lagos State, which remains the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak in the country. The grant is to enable Lagos State to increase its capacity to control and contain the outbreak, while also supporting other states with capacity building. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, is also to get 5 billion naira special intervention fund to equip, expand and provide personnel to its facilities and laboratories across the country. To Idumota now, back to Lagos. Thousands of people visit Lagos Island to buy and sell. Street trading have long been a major cause of traffic gridlock at the Central Business District. Now, correspondent Adedoja Salam Adeniyi visited some major markets and noticed it was as free as the air. Take a look.
It's the first day of the 7-day stay-at-home order by the Lagos State government. The roads are free from traffic but not deserted. Our visit to Balogun Market shows compliance as many shops are under lock and key. Balogun Market sprawls across so many streets on the island. It is the best place for fabrics and textiles that are usually displayed in the shops and especially on the streets, including where I am standing. With the stay-at-home order, traders here are worried about the loss they will incur.
We never know any other thing. I never see the person who killed. They only hear it. So if this, why are they asking us to sit down?
There is no sale at all. People are not patronizing us. Even the cost of food has increased.
It's affecting my business because my line they didn't accept for us to display. It's only medical with food stuff, something they are selling.
It's very, very important to our health, for our safety. At least being alive is more than, at times your money will be useless. I believe health is wealth.
At Idumota, one of the oldest and arguably one of the largest markets in West Africa, with lock-up shops occupying various buildings, street traders are doing their business without precautions. Last Tuesday, the Lagos State government directed all markets and stores trading in non-essential commodities to close for 7 days in order to break the chain of transmission of the coronavirus pandemic in the state. Adedoja Salam Adeniyi, TVC News, Lagos.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Now, of course, the longer we stay at home, the more we need to exercise. I need you to check out this routine we have for you today. Really interesting.
Most times, we seem not to understand that strength exercise is very, very important. This exercise is not meant to build your muscles, just to tone them and give you your best body. Today I'll be taking you through strength exercise with your own body weight. Yes, how are we going to do that? I'm using your body weight to train you, so no extra weight here. So follow these instructions, they are very important. My very first exercise, go down, lateral bear crawl, you go side, 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 take it easy, and repeat, go. That's good, good job. Repeat, good, yes. Repeat, go, that's good. Take your time. Hard push up to hit. Push up, 1, 2, let's go, 1, 2, 3, 4, push up, go, 1, 2, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, push up, 1, 2, let's go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. Whoa, I can feel that. Are you feeling that? All right, number 3 exercise is as simple as just doing your push-up as well. So you see your body weight, you suspend, cross your leg, and you go, you open out. That's good. You see, 1, open out. That's good. Good. Open out. Take your time, condition your body, but if you can't cross the leg, yes, it's fine. Just go. Push and out. That's good. Yes. Push and out. Let's go. Come on. Push and out. That's good. This particular exercise, if you can't do the full push-up, don't forget the rules. You can always bring your knees down. Push and out. That's good. Push. Other side. Good job. Push and repeat it. Okay, still doing the strength exercise. How strong are you? Okay, my number 4 exercise is as simple as you testing your power. Your power. I call it power jump. That's what I call it. Alright, take your time. Your elbow touching your knees. Power, power. Are you ready? Ready, go. Whew. Relax it. Ready? Go. Whew. Relax it. You need endurance, huh? Ready? Go. Whew. Relax it. Control your breath. Ready? Go. Whew. Relax it. Take your time. Ready? Go. Whew. Relax it. That's good, that's good. Do your body weight exercises. All right, all the way down. Then I'm a push-up. 2. Take it up. Hold. 5 seconds. In and out. In and out. Go. In and out. Go. In. 1 more to go. In. That's it. Good job. Take your time. See your strength. Let's test your strength. Inside. You bring this leg in. Close. Suspend. Yes. Suspend. Hang your hands up. Take it down. In. Bring it close. And your hands up. Endurance. Endure. Come on. In. Let's go. That's good. 1 more to go. In. Perfect. And good job. Relax it. These exercises, I challenge you to do each exercise for 40 seconds, recover for 20 seconds, and repeat it 5 times. Trust me, by the time you finish this exercise, you're going to feel toned and you want to do more. Don't go anywhere. Wake Up Nigeria continues.
Hi, welcome. It's Friday. You know how we do it. It's the big game, of course. The sporting world has been, you know, it's more or less like a lacuna, a very big one. It's a hiatus, zero, no sporting activity, except in a few countries. But hey, I've got Mia and Akari in the house today. Of course, Mia, it's great to have you. You're welcome.
Very much.
You know, yesterday I went to check out some fixtures. I think in Nicaragua, the league is still going on in Nicaragua. I know 1 or 2 friendlies in Sweden are still going on, just about that. But, you know, but around the world, sports is at a halt. And that brings us to the issue of contracts, payments, salaries, and all of that. Yesterday, news got to us that Barcelona players, even though they wanted a pay cut, but the percentage that was given, they didn't want that percentage, and they didn't come to an agreement. In this kind of place, do you think players should have that attitude at this point in time?
You know, I was shocked, you know, when Barca players came out and said they'll be taking a pay cut. You know, they were planning to give about 70%, and they all said no. It was shocking, but realistically, the coronavirus has taken its toll, you know, on the sporting world. And to a large extent, you want to feel for players who are out of contracts. In the Bundesliga, it started with Borussia Mönchengladbach, you know, who were topping the Bundesliga at some point in time, when they said, okay, let's take a look at the idea of pay cuts, taking, you know, what a certain amount. Then you saw Bayern Munich also, you know, came up with that. Because everyone in the world of sport is lamenting that the coronavirus has taken its toll on them. Sport is about ticketing and much more. On a weekly basis, you make so much, you know, from ticketing. And then when you also don't have the major actors, the footballers and all other athletes, you know, who make up the other sporting world, take part in sporting activities on a weekly basis, it affects advertisement. It affects every other aspect of sports. It's a $3 trillion you know, industry where you expect so much. But at this point in time, in the NBA, I have my fears that in the coming days, we could have, you know, similar issues.
So the NBA, yes, the NBA, but the NBA is a little bit easier because they already have such a clause in place that in case games are not played, then they would have to be forced to come to an agreement.
Now you're saying forced to come to an agreement. You know, there are some clubs who could also come out and say, okay, we will decide not to pay because there is nothing happening.
There is no money.
There is nothing happening. There is no action. You guys are not taking part, you know, in NBA games and all that. So these are some of the fears. If Barca players are coming out to say we don't want to pay cuts, then NBA owners, you know, club owners in the NBA could also come out one day and say, hey, we're not paying anymore.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You know, that's, you know, a quagmire in the world of sports.
Still on the virus affecting sports. Yesterday, you were at Containment and Isolation Center, which was the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, which was, of course, previously Onikon Stadium. You were there live and direct, and let's get a feel, just a few seconds of me and taking that report, and let's talk to him about the experience being right there at that isolation center.
Nigeria has joined the rest of the world in the fight against the spread of the deadly coronavirus. But the population...
We'll get that set up. Mia, you were there at the arena and all of that. How are the efforts? What is the state government doing? How do you think, are we prepared for this thing if it blows more than this?
Well, I must give kudos, you know, to the Lagos state government. You should know that at the moment, Lagos is the worst infected, you know, as far as the virus is concerned. And I saw it on Twitter, and I said, okay, let me go to this place. And what I saw was impressive.
You were impressed?
At the Mobolaji Sports Arena, formerly Onikon Stadium, you know, you could see people trying to assemble beds and all that.
All right, let's have a few seconds, a few more seconds of that report here. It's ready. Let's have a few more seconds of it.
Nigeria has joined the rest of the world in the fight against the spread of the deadly coronavirus. With a population of more than 17 million people, the Lagos state government has planned to set up no fewer than 7 isolation centers in the states. With the number of infected persons rising on a daily basis, Lagos State is the worst affected in Nigeria. A visit to the former Onekon Stadium, now known as the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, shows that workers are assembling beds that would take no fewer than 100 people. The isolation center on the island will be for testing and consultation of people who show symptoms of the virus.
Wonderful. Now, this is a way sports is helping society. Why? You were there because a sports arena, which is not being in use now, is used as an isolation center.
You know, that's the idea. That's the creative idea that the Lagos State government has come up with. I can also tell you that they are looking at, you know, other areas so that they can indeed reach people who show symptoms easily. Agege is one of them. Ikorodu,
Agege, is it the stadium that will be used? We don't know yet.
Well, at the moment I can't confirm, but I think so. Right. Most realistically, it should be the Agege Stadium, but I've not been there, and I don't indeed want to report what I've not seen. That's why I had to indeed go to the Mobolaji Sporting Arena to indeed clarify and see, what was happening. I've not been to Agege, but it should be the Agege Stadium.
Wonderful. Let's rush now over to Ojon Igalo. You know, interestingly, due to the superb form he has shown in this short time in Man U, Shanghai Shenhua are reported to have made him an offer for a 2-year contract extension with mind-blowing terms. Well, if you were Ojo Igalo, would you take that contract? Should he take that contract? Should he fight to remain in Manchester United?
Well, I recall years back, you know, when I had a chat with Igalo on the issue of going to China. Then it was at Watford. And when we were talking back, when he said, okay, Mian, this is the address, go there, people are still there. So I went there, you know, and truth be told, they give away in your shoes. I'll go back to Shanghai Shenhua.
Okay, but you know, and considering that with the way the virus is going, there are few reported cases in China. Very soon, China might even be open. But they are opening
China even saying as of now, you know, the health ministry are saying they are going to shut their borders from foreigners at a spot in time. That's what China is saying.
Okay, so it's about dream versus money now. You, Mian, have already stated that you go for money.
He's getting his dream. He's getting that dream.
No, from what I see, this young man, he's not going to leave Man. Even if Manchester United decides to even pay him 50,000 a week, he will stay in Man.
From what you see, and that's speculative.
Yes, it is.
I'm not his agent, I'm not his manager, but we've not discussed anything about that, you know, so I don't know what he's thinking at this point in time.
Something he stated was immediately the call came in that on deadline, the Manchester United, he told us, look, whatever whatever can be done, make it happen. Even the Manchester United were not going to pay. He said he gave them a blank estimate. Look,
when you are in your 30s and you are being offered 400,000 pounds, not dollars, 400,000 pounds a week. Come on, man. What advice are you giving me? At some point in time, Donald Trump, the U.S. president, was a financial advisor to Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
When he was boxing, right? Tyson's A-Day. And I'm sure today, he would have an idea of what it looks like in the world of sport. Tyson today is not the Tyson we used to know financially.
At all.
Iggy.
At all.
Go for the money.
So, Iggy, if you need a financial advisor here, Mian is considering his status here at TVC. I might just be a financial advisor. Thank you very much, Mian. It was great having you today on the show. And that said, on the big game for today, we'll take a break. Don't go nowhere. There's still more to come on the show.
Sir, your order. Are you normal? No. Me, I call you. When? How? Goodness, help me now. Is it possible that you order for food in this same Nigeria now, and they bring it now? I save me. Who call you?
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. This guy, his name is Debo Adedayo, but he's popularly known as Mr. Macaroni.
He's an actor, stage performer, MC, a complete thespian.
He's, of course, he has many different talents, but he uses theater as a tool to inform, entertain, and educate.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. That skit there.
That was interesting.
Lots of energy. I don't know where you got all those guys from. Did you have to pay every person? Because that's amazing, just for a skit, a few minutes.
Personally, I pride, well, because
I've been in the film world. I've been doing film. I know what it should be like. So for every actor, every cast, every crew that comes on my set, I pay them.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Even for little skits and everything.
It's just the right thing to do.
The right
it's
thing
their
to do.
craft. You have to appreciate.
Well
it.
done. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
I've been seeing on some of your posts some amazing number of views, and I have to ask, which was the first video that you noted gave you a really big push, and how did that video come about?
Okay, for this daddy character, it was this one with Mosun. Her name is Mosun. She's also an actor.
Yeah.
You know, so she happened to be the daughter of my friend. You know, and I was playing the daddy role. That was the first time I tested the daddy character. You know, so she just came in there and she was like, daddy, what is that? You're doing what you're doing.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
And that which is the normal thing. And then I'm like, you are so grown, what dog back on now and everything. So, you know, and then she was going and then I smacked her and she was like, what? Don't do that. Like, so, you know, and the inspiration for that was because, you know, I see it happens a lot.
Yeah.
You know, elderly men, you know, want to, in a way, take slight advantage of young ladies dwelling on the this thing that we were there when you were
when you were a baby. Yeah.
So that was the video, and you know, a lot of people said it came out beautifully well. I interpreted the role so well, so I decided to keep the character.
I mean, your interpretation of that specific role where you are the father, you know, it's always very strong, and you always use this. You are doing well. You know? It's nice and it comes across very well. But one of the things I've also noted is that your skits are very well shot.
Right.
And shot from different angles and all of that, as opposed to a lot of the skits that we see that people use mobile phones and all of that. So there's a specific quality that you're looking for in your videos. Talk to us about that.
Yes. No disrespect to people that use their phones for it. I think once you have a beautiful concept, you can always do. It's the internet age. You can do anything with. But because, like I always say, I'm coming from the film world, so I have seen the way this thing should be, you know. So, and then because I want to spread my content across board, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, and I want people, anyone seeing the video anywhere in the world, to see the quality, you know, for what it is. So that's why I, you know, I spend money on it, and then I make sure, okay, it comes out well. And of course, the video is always been shot by, most of them, by Adam Victor.
Okay.
It's one of the best videographers in town.
Wow.
Okay, so you've talked about spending money, but then how about the making money part? So a lot of people don't understand how these skits make money. How have you been able to find a way to do that?
Oh, okay. Of course, when I started, I wasn't making money. You know, it was more like investment. And, you know, sometimes even borrow money, shoot. You know, but then now I think it comes with with recognition. You know, when people begin to appreciate your craft, and then a lot of people are trooping in. We like this guy. We like this guy. So by that time, brands want you to advertise their products. Brands want you to endorse them and all of that. So that's how the money come about now. You know, advertisements. And of course, appearances, guest appearances. Some want you to do MC and all of that. So
being so busy now, because now basically you've become a producer, even though you're also the star of your skits as well. Do you still have time to work on movie sets, do theater, and all your other passions?
Okay. Well, I'm forever passionate about stage. I think that's my greatest. That's where I love to be on stage. You know, so I will always find time for stage and for film. You know, when they call, I will always be there. And of course, I'm also working on, you know, my own stuff. I also want to do my own stuff from time to time. But I would always have time for stage and film and TV series.
So this concept, is it that you're sleeping on your bed and suddenly this idea comes to you that...
Honestly, I thought about the person, the lady. She's an actor. Quite a popular actor. So I thought about her and I'm like, I should be able to do something with
her. Yeah.
So I thought about a man, you know, big man. You can't spend 20,000 naira for your own family, or you can afford to give 200,000 naira to someone like you didn't even know. And of course, because the character already in itself has a spec, my audience know the kind of things I like.
Yeah.
So, you know, when that one revealed herself.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't exactly your spec.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. And the spec we're talking about is there's the only word I can use, voluptuous. That's the word.
Fantabulous.
Yes.
This guy. So how can I find you if our viewers, maybe some of our viewers are just meeting you for the first time? How do we find you on Instagram?
Mr. Macaroni 1 on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Mr. Macaroni with the double I on Twitter.
All right.
And Mr. Macaroni TV on YouTube.
Amazing guy. I mean, you guys, if you follow him this morning, if this is the first time this morning that you're following him, you're going to be laughing. Look, if you have to go to work, maybe do that in the evening so that you can spend some time on the videos and just laugh your way.
But really, they're very, very creative.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
That song you wanted to sing,
Mr. Macaroni.
Well,
anyway, so
interesting to watch. You know, the strongest way to fight against the coronavirus remains social distancing and self-isolation. Let's not forget that. And talking about self-isolation, TT has been self-isolating following the directive of the Lagos State government to people who were attendees at this year's AMVCA. However, she remains here with us, nevertheless, just as you saw earlier. And of course, you should take a look at this as well.
Hi, fam. How's it going in the studio? I'm home right now. Yeah, observing the Lagos State guidelines, in fact, world international guidelines with regard to the coronavirus. Of course, for those that follow me on Instagram, they know that I was, myself and my husband were at the AMVCA event. Now, of course, this is about 12 days after the event. And we have no symptoms, we are hale and healthy, and we're just observing the self-isolation rules that have been put in place, just in case. You know, it's been really interesting being at home, hanging out with the children, doing some extra important cleaning of our house and everything. We've been painting and playing games and, you know, of course, keeping ourselves informed. And we can only pray for the best for our country, in fact, for the world, to get healed and get past this as soon as possible. I can't lie, I miss being at work. I miss being in the studio, seeing you all every morning. And it's just admirable, the work that the producers, directors, the whole technical team, what they're doing to make sure that we have a live broadcast every single day. Well done, keep your heads up. And for everyone out there that's watching, Wake Up Nigeria is going to do everything possible to keep on air and keep entertaining you every single morning. But everyone needs to stay safe. Of course, make sure you wash your hands regularly, if possible, every 20 minutes. Of course, wash your hands the right way, and make sure you use soap and running water. Make sure you stay hydrated. Stock up your homes for the possibility of being locked down in the state, especially in Lagos, in fact, all over Nigeria. Possibly it could happen. We're not sure if it will, but it could. Everyone needs to stay safe. Keep a social distance of about 1 meter from everyone you come across. And the whole world can't be wrong giving you these instructions to keep yourself and your family, your loved ones healthy. It might not be about you. It might be about someone you come in contact with. And if someone you come in contact with gets ill and, you know, starts feeling really bad just because you decided not to follow the guidelines, I know you're not going to feel good about that. Nobody would. All right, guys, so I'll definitely be seeing you via phone call. I'll be calling into the studio once or twice in a week. I can't wait to get back to work after this self-isolation period wraps up. We'll be back on air. Much love, guys.
Of course, our love and our prayers are with Titi. We miss her so much. And the rest of us are trying to be as careful as possible as well. The second hour of the show has just ended. We're heading straight into the next 45 minutes. Stay with us. You know, it's been a great time so far on the show, and of course, there is no better time to ensure you tune into TVC than now. We have the right mix of content to get you through this rather strange time, so to speak. And of course, you know, your entertainment remains our #1 priority always. My name is Mary Bashwa Alimi. Mike is somewhere around, but I need you to get online and stream us live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Of course, you know, you can send in your comments. We would like to hear from you. Kindly use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Of course, you may also download our app at both the Android and iOS stores. Now, the app allows you to watch us from absolutely anywhere in the world. We are all in this together, okay? We're all in this together. So we urge you to get on social media and begin to share your experience with us regarding COVID-19. We will be taking them live very shortly, yes. So just tweet at TVC Connect. You can mention Mike and myself, and also use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. It's very important that you use the hashtag so we can trace your message, okay? Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, all right? So we'll read your messages. Tell us what the experience has been like for you. How are you coping? What's happening in your neighborhood? We would really like to hear from you. Of course, we had the amazing Kate Henshaw on the show some time ago, and that will definitely be shown on the recap for today. And of course, besides that, we have loads of stuff for you this last run of 45 minutes, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss that. So we'll be revisiting that interview with Kate Henshaw much later. You should see it.
So,
Yeah,
I think that to make mention also is our phones.
Yes.
You know, for me, I don't know if it's the best, but I know that I'm using wipes with a little bit of disinfectant. That wipes that are, you know, that have some moisture, and your phones are, man, you know, the amount of germs and what you could possibly contact from your phones are quite a lot, especially when you give your phone to somebody to look at and then now collect the phone back. So hey, do your best at times to, you know, wipe the phone and then ensure take off the moisture at once, because the moisture should stay.
It's to attract again.
Even the ones that are carrying waterproof or all of that, don't try yourself.
Sometimes people think I'm crazy. I actually rub sanitizer on the phone because, you know, you put it on your body every time. It's still the same thing.
Exactly.
Your phone, so many things around you can actually attract some of this stuff. And
so like she mentioned, exactly, because talking about phone, like she mentioned earlier, just use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We'll put out the tweet. Just let me know what you're doing. How are you spending time at home? We'll take you
can even share videos.
Yes.
Okay? But if we don't use the videos today, we might use them on Monday. You know, just share whatever it is you're going through.
Are you stocking up on food? I saw this video of the task force. And yes, they are mandated to enforce the lockdown, but they were destroying goods. And I didn't feel so good. Like, I feel like locking down, I can force a shop owner, maybe, and I use my own padlock or something and lock the shop, close it and lock it, but destroying goods, something the owner has stocked up, I don't know, I think that's going a bit too far.
Okay, so I agree that it's going a bit too far. However, at the same time, it's also important, imperative as well for us to lock down if we don't have to open. The guideline has been set clear. If you are not selling foodstuff, if you are not selling medicines, you should not be open. I am not supporting those destroying goods. That is absolutely wrong. But let's avoid being victims of such. Let's follow instructions. Let's abide by rules and regulations. It's not for you. It's for your loved ones as well. It's also for your neighbors, because if your neighbor contracts it, it might still come back to you through reinfection. That is yet to be confirmed even by WHO.
So yes,
but it is a possibility.
Is there a possibility of reinfection?
So there's talk of the possibility of not getting it for a few months. So after you've been infected, so you develop an immunity. But guess what? It is still a possibility. So there's no, okay, say for example now, person A gets it, living with person B, both of them have it. And then person A now comes in contact with person C in, 2 streets away, who has it again. We haven't been told that you won't get reinfected, though, so let's be careful.
Okay, all right, let's head to the news now.
Yeah, it's time for us to take the news. And, barely 3 weeks after Nigeria recorded its first case of the novel coronavirus, the number has continued to spike. Now Nigeria has 14 new cases, with 1 in the FCT, 1 in Bauchi, and 12 in Lagos, bringing the country's total to 65 cases, 62 active cases, 3 discharged, and 1 death. Of the 14 new cases, 6 were detected on a vessel, 3 are returning travelers into Nigeria, while 1 is a close contact of a confirmed case. Meanwhile, Bauchi State is back in the news a few days after the first case of the coronavirus was reported by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. 1 more case has been confirmed. Now the confirmed cases of the virus have increased to 2 in the state. Bauchi Commissioner for Health, Dr. Aliyu Meigoro, announced this at a press conference on Thursday. He said the second case is a 62-year-old patient. Governor Bala Mohammed is currently in isolation after testing positive for the disease. The governor said he shook hands and exchanged pleasantries with the son of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Bala Mohammed was confirmed positive by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. Now, as part of efforts to contain the spread of the coronavirus in Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the immediate release of a 10 billion naira grant to Lagos State, which remains the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak in the country. The grant is to enable Lagos State to increase its capacity to control and contain the outbreak, while also supporting other states with capacity building. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, is also to get 5 billion naira special intervention fund to equip, expand and provide personnel to its facilities and laboratories across the country. To Idumota now, thousands of people usually visit Lagos Island to buy and sell. Street trading have long been a major cause of traffic gridlock at the Central Business District. Correspondent Adedoja Salam Adeniyi visited some major markets and noticed it was as free as the air. Take a look.
It's the first day of the 7-day stay-at-home order by the Lagos State government. The roads are free from traffic but not deserted. Our visit to Balog Market shows compliance as many shops are under lock and key.
Balogun Market sprawls across so many streets on the island. It is the best place for fabrics and textiles that are usually displayed in the shops and especially on the streets, including where I am standing. With the stay-at-home order, traders here are worried about the loss they will incur.
I never know any other thing. I never see the person who killed. They only hear it. So if this, why are they asking us to sit down?
There is no sale at all. People are not patronizing us. Even the cost of food has increased.
It's affecting my business because my line they didn't accept for us to display. It's only medical with food stuff, something they are selling.
It's very, very important to our health, for our safety. At least being alive is more than, at times your money will be useless. I believe health is wealth.
At Idumota, one of the oldest and arguably one of the largest markets in West Africa, with lock-up shops occupying various buildings, street traders are doing their business without precautions.
Last Tuesday, the Lagos State government directed all markets and stores trading in non-essential commodities to close for 7 days in order to break the chain of transmission of the coronavirus pandemic in the state. Adedoja Salam Adeniyi, TVC News, Lagos.
And that's it on the news update this morning on Wake Up Nigeria.
If you ask me, now who I go ask? No matter where we see, so it's where we start. No be me go talk, for mouth. If you ask me, the matter for ground. Now who I go ask? If you ask me, now who I go ask? The matter where we see, so it's a waste time. No be me go talk, be heavy for mouth. If you ask me, the matter for crown. Now who I go ask? Begin. If you ask me, now who I go ask? No matter where we see, so it's a waste time. No be me go talk, be heavy for mouth. Oh, if you ask me, no matter for crown. Now who I go ask? Oh, the woman travel, leave her daughter with the husband home alone. Hey, you know, say, I think you see the man is daughter and then they play strongly. Yeah. A month later, the daughter say her period delay. I asked her who judge her, she say her daddy only. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to tell her mother. He be like, say she gets a ballet. If you go high. Oh, hey, now who I go ask? Hey, the story where I talk it be like say I did play, but all this type of things they happen every day. Speak out or take some action, I beg you no delay. No make matters worse past as a day, as a day. If you
If you ask me, say you know get light. Now I'll go ask now. Okay, so yeah, let's just have fun to the end of the show. Let's take your comments on social media. Send them in on Twitter with the hashtag WakeUpNigerianTVC or reply to our tweet, you know, the one where we posted at the start of the show. But I had myself and Mary, of course, on it, and we already have some responses, so I'll take them. Now, there's a particular one here who was asking how to watch the show when there is no light. Now, you can, if you look at this screen now, there's something up there you can see by the side. I'll let you know here. I'll let you know, that's a live showing of what's happening. There's something up there, but I'll let you know how I got that. Now, I am on Twitter. Let me just take your tweets, but I'll let you know how that came. That came from Facebook. Now, that's a play-in-play function that my phone has. Maybe not every phone has that play-in-play function. So it has that as an inset, and it's playing there. But let's see some of your responses to our tweet. Yeah, earlier on in the show. So Mary, there were a number of 1 or 2 shout-outs there for you and all of that. You know, a few shout-outs there for you. But yeah, this is it. The main stuff people were talking about, yeah. So we put up this post, of course, and we said, you can't afford to stay bored all weekend. Wake Up Nigeria on TVC is your confirmed starter pack for a spiced up and exciting weekend. Get on board with Mary and Mike. So a few responses here. I says, in this country that doesn't distribute electricity effectively, there has been no light since yesterday unless you stream live on Twitter, which isn't available. Yes, there is no stream on Twitter, but then I answered you can stream on Facebook and also on our app. Now, if you look there now, Look up there now.
Yes.
This is live. So that stream is from Facebook. I'll tell you how it happened and you can see it there. I will tell you just in a bit. So I answered that question. But yeah, this question here says, or this comment here says you can only stay, this is from at Ufayo. Michael at Ufayo says you can only stay abreast with the show when there's light. Yeah. I love the use of your words, abreast. And I said you can watch online with your phone via the app or on Facebook. And Mary, this is a shout out from Amos D 6222. Says good morning, Lady M. So Lady M, you want to say something to Amos D 6222?
Hi, Amos. I hope you're staying safe, okay? I hope you're staying indoors. If you don't have to go outside, if you're not selling anything essential or working in any essential industry, please stay at home. You're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting everyone around you, okay?
Wonderful. Amos D, that you see, wonderful tweet there. Mary has responded to you directly. And of course, yeah. So we that doesn't have the means to watch him call, good morning. This is from Olaufe Olayinka at it's a MZ spoke about the means, and I'm saying that of course you can stream live. Now you're doing wonderfully well. This is from Ojedinro Gbemi 1. You're doing wonderfully well. Yes, we're doing well. Thank you. Graceful 50000888463 says I'm enjoying the show. Thank you. I missed the tea and Yomi. You will see that now. Yomi was here yesterday now, so they have different days. So definitely, you will definitely get to see Titi and Yomi. Okay, so that stuff I spoke to you about live. If you go on our Facebook page, right, this is what happens. When we stream live, now depending on the model of your phone, immediately you go up on our Facebook page, the live video appears. And you can see us streaming live here. Let's see now, let's get it. Yes, you can see us streaming live here. Now, if you move out of that environment that has a live video, even though you're still on the app, you now have this play-in-play function. This is what you see here. So while you're doing other things, even on the app, you can still view us live. So this is me, yeah? You just saw Mary now. Mary just gave her response. Of course, a few seconds to a minute's delay, which you can see here. So this is it. This is how you can watch live. Go up on Facebook. Once you get up on our page, you see that play-in-play function and all that. That's quite cool. So let me see and take some few comments from...
I see those on Facebook.
Okay.
There's one from Ubiako Ese.
Okay.
That says, Mike and Mary, it is well. Staying at home is very boring. Make hunger no finish person. Now person will get money to stock food for house. So, Osato Audrey also says, staying at home is very boring. To which TVC Connect replied, that's why you should stay tuned to the channel. Yeah, we have plenty in stock for you all day long. Joy Okoli says, the fear of COVID-19, the beginning of wisdom. Janet Tamuno Kombia says, well done, Mary and Mike. You guys are great.
Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
Where those comments, are they under the live video?
Yes, they are under the live video.
Okay.
That's what I'm reading from.
So you know what happens because of that play function, you are unable to see comments. Okay, but yeah, let's see now. I am working on getting the comments across. Yeah. So this is a Mary, the one from Obiako Essay. You can see it there where she said, yeah, Mike and Mary, it's well. Staying at home is very boring. Make hungry, no finish person. A person won't get money to stock food. I would want to say that, look, if you're around somebody, family and friends, please reach out to somebody there. Reach out to somebody. It's not so easy for everybody. You know, if you can, get someone to join and share with you, right? This is the time where we have to look up for our neighbors and our friends. Check out, hey, do you have something to eat and all of that? You know, get something out there to someone. You'll be touching a life and a lot more than that, okay? So,
There's one comment, it's from Oyebola Bolifab Ikeolua.
Just hold on,
she says, well done, but you're sitting too close, guys. COVID-19 is real. The camera makes us look like we are sitting too close. So you guys won't think we are trying to sit at opposite ends. In fact, right now, we are actually sitting at opposite ends. But thank you so much for that observation. You're doing well.
Okay. All right. Let's see now. We have, this is quite interesting. So while I take these tweets now, you can see Mary here. This is me on our live video feed on Facebook. This is me on our live video feed. And we have about 44 people. 40. It's gone down to 40. Switching.
It was about 51 just now.
Okay, yeah. So I
guess, people go come.
It moves up and down that way because of, maybe some people might have network issues and all that.
Yeah.
We have 47 now people watching us live. And this is quite a very cool one.
Okay, let me take more of the comments. Moyioluwa Oluwatosin Olurinde says, running water. I don't quite understand what she means there. But Oman Israel says, beautiful. Polidoko Peter says, good morning, TVC. Good morning to you, Paul. Izzy Millie says, TVC, keep up with the good work. Tosin Team Oje says, oi, you're doing well. Oyebola also says, you're doing well, Mr. Macaroni. Shows that so many of you are watching. Thank you so much for always watching. All right, so Mike, I don't know if you have more because I have some more comments here.
Okay, so where are the comments so that I can we can get to display them? Where do you have the comments?
Okay, so I have some comments here. If we want to talk about the newspaper.
On Facebook?
Yes, still on Facebook.
Still under the live video?
Yes, on that. No, this one is under the newspaper post. The post of the newspaper review.
All right.
Just different people making their comments on that. I don't think we should do that right now. Let's stay for very fun, interesting stuff. We just want to cheer people up right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me just take care from Adeshegun Adele Bello, who says the FG need not to tell us they want to ban interstate travelers. They should have done that before, even spreading the news. This is becoming a serious issue. Yes, we're not talking about what can happen, but now it's happened. So that's a good one. That could happen there.
Okay, more people are making comments. In fact, we're talking about per second now. Oshore Solomon says, good morning. Good morning, Solomon. Daniel Lobateri says, good morning, TVC. I love you guys. We love you too. Thank you for watching. Easy Flex Hush Puppy says, staying at home is ha. Tuning to TVC is hey. See? So those are two things. It goes on to say, keep it on TVC. Thank you so much. Folashade Olufade says, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Eban Bieyama says, good morning, I'm here. Glad to know you're there. Thank you so much for watching. Andy Prince Joseph Erans Obaseki says, good news. I'm not quite sure what news you're referring to as being good, but I'm sure you'll be fine. King Momo Jonas says, my fear is our transformer should not blow up because we've had electricity supply since yesterday morning. Uncle, where are you living? I would like to know where you are staying. I need electricity supply like you. Okay, all right, so back to the comments. Kikachi Joy Ezenon so says, good morning to you, Joy. Good morning to you. You have more, Mike?
Okay, so yeah, would let's see on Twitter here and all of that. But yeah, that's all we can take now. Keep the comments coming in across today. We'll take a break now. There's still a little bit more to come on the show.
Welcome back. Now, we told you she was coming, and she's here right now. Actor Kate Henshaw started her first major Nollywood appearance back in 1993, 26 years ago, and she's been a force to be reckoned with, and she's absolutely amazing.
Indeed. In 2008, she won the Africa Movie Academy Award for Best Actress in a Leading Role for the film Stronger Than Pain, and has over 45 movie appearances under her belt.
Yeah, you're seeing her on your screen right now. She's, this is a throwback movie. Throwback movie role. And of course, she's done several other things that she's been involved in over the years. If you follow her on Instagram, yeah, don't try some of the things that she does at home. Yeah, you might get hurt. Anyway, she's also been a judge on Nigeria's Got Talent and several other international shows as well. And she's joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for waking up early.
You know, waking up early is easy for me. I wake up early. Even the days I want to rest, my eyes will just pop open before my alarm goes. So it was easy.
It's good to have you join us.
Thank you, Yemi.
You've come a long way from your first movie.
I mean, I was back, you know, in the makeup room. I'm like, where did they get these movies? These people went and dug me out, you know.
26 years in the industry. 26 years,
man. That's somebody's lifetime already.
Indeed, indeed,
yes, it's been amazing. God has been amazing as well.
When was the first time that your name was called as an actress that you knew that, wow, this is really happening? Like, I know you started out roles here and there, you know, your name wasn't well known, but when's the first time that they said Kate Henshaw, you know that?
It was actually in 1996 at the Glover Memorial Hall where I received the award for the best upcoming actress.
Okay.
And that was for the movie When the Sun Sets, which
Yeah.
was in 93.
Yeah.
So that was the first time. And you know, being at that award, I wasn't invited. It was a friend who gave me his invite and said, oh, these are your people, go to the award ceremony. And that was on Lagos Island. And I was just sitting there chatting with Ramsey and a few other people. And someone just said, Kate, I'm Shum. I'm like, you know, so I'm like, it's you. Oh. You know, I went on stage and it didn't really dawn on me until you go out on the streets and people are like looking at you like they know you, like, hey, you're that, you are, oh no, I'm like, okay. I wasn't in that space yet, but after a while, I just got used to it. People always call you by the name of the character that you played, and then they'll call your name like they've known you because you are in their homes.
Now, I'm sure you know how it is when you have a job or you're in any kind of industry. You do get to that point where you're like, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Did you ever reach that point yourself?
Am I doing what I'm supposed to? No, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed
There
to.
was the time.
Yes, that was the time. It was for me just the experience. Being inquisitive, what's going on about movies, you know, honing my craft, learning, working with different directors, producers, and colleagues, you know, and then for the past maybe 10 years or 15 years, it's like, this is where I'm meant to be. Because, I mean, I never studied theater arts. I'm a medical microbiologist. But I believe this is a talent, a gift from God, and I've had time, you know, to improve. And I'm still learning, because I believe you never really know everything. And I try my hands at other things. Talent judge, hosting events, MC, charity, using my platform for different stuff which is basically what I want, help people, connect with people.
I was actually going to talk about that.
Oh.
Because you're known particularly for three things: acting, fitness, and politics. So I'm going to say,
people's terms.
You have your hands in so many pies.
Yes, I try to, because even right from secondary school, I got the prize for the most versatile student. So I was in the debating society. I was a social prefect. I was in drama, dancing, singing. I played hockey, badminton, volleyball, basketball. Yeah.
You want to do everything.
Figures now.
Yeah, you know, just try everything. You never know if you don't try.
I think one of the things that, I mean, over the past maybe 10 years especially, since you won the award in 2008, it looks like the industry just changed. You know, suddenly, 2009, things just started moving pretty fast. All the equipment began to reduce in size. Now you just come with a small camera on set. Have things become easier for you as an actor, focusing more on your craft than on the surrounding things? Because back in the days, everything was really heavy. The lights were hot. Now you focus on your talent and your craft.
It's easier. Now you have conversations with the director who actually asks your opinion, like, what do you think about your character? They tell you, you know, think about your character, give me your thoughts, I'll give you what I expect, and then we'll meet somewhere at the beginning.
Which never used to be the case.
You know, you just get the script and you go on set, you know. Then the stories I felt were more rich. This is me, we're more rich. But now with technology and seeing what's happening around the world, there's no way you can continue to remain the same. You'll have to change or you'll be left behind. And I'm very proud for my industry in Hollywood, where we're competing, we're out there, other people are taking notice, we're in the cinemas, which wasn't happening so many years ago. We're on Netflix, we're on platforms across the world. Hey. It can only get better.
So when people talk of Kate Henshaw, they talk about sexy, hot, hard to believe her age, which I'm going to talk about soon. But first, we need to take a look at one of our fitness videos for you to understand what Yomi was talking about earlier. Okay. Now, you see that video 2-3 years ago. 2-3 years ago, she was 45, 46.
Yeah.
Now, she is 48 now,
number,
and she doesn't look it. She's 2 years away from 50. But see how she looks like she could pass for a 30-something-year-old.
She's absolutely amazing. I mean, I remember when you had your birthday this year, and they brought you to tears, and you were very thankful, kneeling down and crying and all of that. I thought, you know, when I saw the videos online, I really felt like you were a really thankful person, like someone who thought about everything she's been through.
Absolutely.
Where she's now at and all of that. So talk to us about how thankful your life has been to this point where you are now.
Yeah. I would say that most of the people that I started out my career with, they've moved on to other things, you know. Some have gotten married, some have relocated, I'm going to do other stuff, but I'm still here, still relevant, gone through divorce and all sorts of stuff. And I'm still having this, should I say, accolade is like, I'm making it cheap. Yeah. This kind of acceptance, recognition, and support. Because you can be there, you can be doing good work, and then people don't recognize it. It's not that you're not good, but they're not just focusing on you. But I've had it good. People are mostly kind to me outside. I don't know about social media.
Social media.
But outside there, they go out of there. We are Kate. Oh no, this. A lot of goodwill. Yeah, I'm not going to knock it at all, and it's God's grace. I do my bit, of course. I don't just sit down, cross my leg, and wait for God. I go out there, I wake up, and I come here. You know, I'm going to go. I do screen tests for different stuff. A reputable organization, production company will call me and say, oh, we're considering you for this role. We need you to do a screen test. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm Kate, don't you know who I am? I'm going to try. Yeah. Because maybe they've not seen me, they are trying to imagine me. I'll do it.
Yeah. Interesting that you mentioned social media, but we won't delve into that today. I know the drama there. Because...
No, I'm going to go ahead.
Because I want to ask you why you answer people.
As of, you know, which answer, positive or negative?
Negative. No, you answer positive.
Yes.
When people,
get some kind answers.
Yes, because blood runneth through these veins. And I'm human. Yeah. And I remember a few years ago, it was a no-no for celebrities to reply to their fans because you feel, they will stop following me. No. Well, I found out from people like Whiskey Davido.
Blood runneth.
Blood runneth through the veins.
When you put that "et" in something, it's like you're saying something that is very, very wonderful, wonderful. It was a great time chatting with Kate and Show. And that's it. That's where the show ends today. Yes. So, Mary, what's your plan for this weekend?
Work. I'm going to be on radio tomorrow and Sunday. Those who listen regularly, of course, know 102.3 Max FM. Saturday morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Max Weekend Breakfast. Sunday evening, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Max Mix. So you guys can tune in and listen to me on radio tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening. That's 102.3 Max FM. Okay, so stay at home. Most probably, if I'm not going to be at work, I'm definitely going to be staying at home. It's been a wonderful time with you. Thank you for being a part of the show. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you to Omni NG as well.